How's it going, you guys? It is such a beautiful day. I'm standing like nestled up against the house because it is so bright out today. It is clear skies. It is so nice out here, and it's crazy because it's the beginning of the year. It should be really cold. It should be wet, and there's basically no clouds in the sky. Just, I don't know if you guys can tell, just like a little tiny bit of cloud cover in the sky, and it's weird, but it's really nice. It's been a really weird December and January now, and I'm sure that's the case for most of you guys. But with that being said, I need to plant my tulip bulbs, and I'm so excited about this. I've never ordered this many tulip bulbs before. I have over 1,000 of them, and they've been sitting at my work, and they've been sitting in a refrigerator. For those of you that don't know, if you're in warmer zones, I think it's like higher than zones 8, you have to do maybe it's zone 7, you have to do cold stratification, which basically means you need to put them in a refrigerator, and you don't want to keep them in your household refrigerator, because if you keep them in with your vegetables release a gas called ethanol gas, and that'll kill your tulip bulbs. So I had to store them in a refrigerator at work, and everyone was so surprised when I brought so many in to the barber shop. But they've been in there now. They've been in there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and now it is finally time to plant them. I know most of you guys have already gotten all of your guys planted, but now it's time for me to be planting them first of the year. The first week of the year is time for me to plant these, and so I had a plan of where I was going to plant these, but we're going to hold off on one spot really quick, but I'm going to try to get a majority of them in the other spaces. So let me turn the camera around and show you guys the bulbs, even though you guys have already seen them a million times, and let me show you guys where I'm going to be planting them. Okay, so the shadows are really harsh, but these are the bulbs that we have. I've got some random ones that I picked up. I'm so excited for these. I've grown these before, and then a few other ones. These guys have been in my car for about a day now, and you guys can see, look at, they're coming to life. They're ready to be planted, and every single one of these look so good. And then the other crate there, these were all from Color Blends, except for these were from Home Depot, and then these were from the Plant Barn. No, these were actually from down in Ventura. That's right. Okay, so let me show you guys where these are all gonna go. So looking at the front of the house, I plan to do a whole bunch kind of tucked in right here. And then the plan, this is the front bedroom. I'm gonna do this entire bed right here. I'm gonna fill it with the tulip bulbs. And then we're gonna build a window box, and I'm gonna fill that with bulbs, but we need to replace the siding. So I think later on today, Brent and I are going to be ripping up all of the siding. We're just gonna do the entire front of the house right here. We need to get a new window. And then I think I'm gonna like put shutters on the side of the window, because this is such a large blank wall on both sides, and it just feels like a really tiny random window placed there. So we are going to take all the siding off. I'm gonna do that later on today off camera. I'll show you guys at the very end, but eventually I will be filling this once we get the new siding on and painted. I just don't want to rip everything off and then stand in this bed and like start smushing tulips. So we're gonna work on this ASAP so I can get this planted, and then get a flower box like you guys have seen me built right there, and that will be also planted with tulips. So we should have like tulips in the window, and then that whole thing with tulips, and it'll be so pretty. And then we'll have the tulips in the front right here, and also we're gonna have tulips on this side in front of our climbing rose. This is the Eden climber right there, and I think I'm gonna tuck a whole bunch right in here. This is really rocky soil, so we'll see how well they do. And then if we come in the backyard, always greeted by Freya, I'm going to do a whole bunch of them right here in this bed. So we have this little swoop, and I want to just kind of like fill this in. You guys saw that we just did the siding here, and I think that it'll be really nice to get this full of tulips. So I got to do a little cleanup, and we've had to build this contraption because we're trying to keep the dogs from running up and down this door, which is really annoying because then they just stare at us in the window. But I'm going to do a whole bunch there. And then I'm gonna try to do some in this little swoop and right along in here. I don't want to do too many in this area, because this gets a lot of sun, and our springs can get really hot, and so it'll just cook the tulips really fast. And then the last plan is to do some tucked in right there, a whole bunch tucked in right there, a couple tucked under the grape right there, And then I was thinking that I might try to stick a couple in the window boxes, but they're looking a little full, so I'm gonna see if I can get at least a couple in there, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. And then possibly a couple in that back bed over there. And I'm not going to be doing any in this area right here, mainly because this is gonna be getting a rework, and then also because in the spring and summer, this is full sun, and that's just gonna cook those tulips, and they will not do very well. I've done tulips before in this bed right here, and they just don't do very well. They don't perform all that great. And then I've also done daffodils in this bed, and they do okay, but they don't last very long. So they come up, they bloom, and they do not last long. I've done daffodils in this bed and tulips in this bed, and they last so much longer because this area doesn't get full sun in the spring and summer, and so it kind of gives them a little bit of protection. They get the morning sun. You can see it's morning right now, and so this bed will get all that nice warm morning sun, but then it's not going to be cooked in the hot afternoon. So I try not to do too many bulbs in this bed. This bed is like full sun all the time. So we're gonna grab the auger and some biotone. Actually, I'm gonna use plant tone. So we're gonna grab the auger and plant tone really quickly to start planting all of these bulbs. And I'm so excited for this show. So all that we really need for this project is our fertilizer. This is a slow release fertilizer. This is the Espoma plant tone. I have a drill, battery, and a auger. And I like this drill because it has a little handle on it. So I've got like dual power on holding it. I can hold it with both hands, and it makes it so it doesn't like torque out of my wrist, which is really nice. I will link this one down below. It's really, really nice. And then we have all of our bulbs. So all we're gonna do is dig our holes, throw in some of the fertilizer, and then pop bulbs in. And then a quick little lesson for those of you that don't know, these are the tulip bulbs. You want to plant them so the point is towards the sky. If you don't know, plant them on their side. That's your best bet. And you want to keep as much of this on here as possible. This is just going to help kind of protect the bulb a little bit from rot. And so we try to keep as much of that papery stuff on there. Some of them don't really have any of it. Like, ooh, this one actually doesn't look that good. But still, I'm still going to try planting it. But some of them don't have any paper on there, and that's okay. But if we get them like this and they've got all the paper on them, we want to leave that. And like I said, point towards the sky and then just pop it in the hole, and we should get blooms by April. As far as my tulip order goes, we only have a few different types. So I have the Claudia mix right here, which this is the one I'm actually really, really excited about. I grew a couple of these a few years ago, and then I only picked up 8, which I thought that I picked up more of the apricot beauties. I really thought that I picked up 2 packs of these, and I kind of wish that I picked up like 6 packs of these. And then the ones from Color Blends, I have the Clearwater, which are really big white ones, and then I have the Sauna, which are a like purpley one that I think Laura grew. You guys were telling me she grew that last year. And so I'm excited to see how that one looks. Looked really pretty on the Color Blends website. And then I have a mix called Shocks and Struts, and that's the one that I ordered the most of those. So each one of these bags right here is 100. This is the Shocks and Struts, and I think I'm gonna try to do 100 in this area and on the other side, so maybe like 50 and 50 on each side. And then I would like to save probably 200 to 300 for this area, and I might just tuck a couple in over in that bed. Did I plant daffodils in this bed? I think I planted some daffodils in this bed, and now I can't remember. I guess we'll find out. One thing really quickly when using an auger, you can see my holes are spaced out pretty far apart. I know that there's going to be a big gap right here. So now that I have all of these planted, I'm going to go ahead and pop a hole right here, another hole right there, and a few other places. The problem with an auger is it just kicks the dirt everywhere. And if I were to have done it here before I put the bulbs in there, it would have just filled up the other holes. So now we go back with our auger, and now we can do it. And it doesn't matter if these holes get filled up. I'm about 50 bulbs in, and I'm exhausted. It's obviously been a minute since we've had to do any real planting in the garden, and I forgot how much like work it is to get bulbs planted. I really need a taller auger so I can just pop the holes instead of having to be down all the time. Let's go. Only 1,150 more to go. We're doing great. First section is done. I ended up doing some weeding in here because this was just full of weeds. And between this section here and this section over here, which includes this area and this area, I probably did about 130 between these two sections. I forgot just how much work it is to plant bulbs, and I'm sweating. I'm covered in dirt. It's only 55 degrees out today, and I'm so hot. So we got about 150-ish, maybe 130 bulbs planted in that front area. And now we are going to plant, I think I'm gonna just pop a few in this forsythia bed right here. But what needs to happen is I need to do some weeding really quick. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly, and then we're just gonna plant that up. Well, the lighting is terrible, but we've done 200. So it's 100 in this bed here, or it's like 125 in these beds here, and then maybe 75-ish over in that bed there. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pull back 400 of these bulbs. So I'm gonna save 400 of the shocks and struts, and 400 of them are gonna go in that bed right down there. Like I said, that's gonna happen after all the siding gets tore off. So 400 for that bed. I think that should be enough, but I'm kind of questioning myself. Maybe I should do 500. I think 400. I think I'll probably be able to fit all 400 in there easy. And then maybe something else to go in the window boxes. Maybe I won't do tulips in that. And then I've got 400 left of the shocks and struts. These are gonna go in the backyard. I have 100 of the clear water tulips. These are gonna go by the back window. And then I have 100 of the sauna tulips. So let's put these ones back in this crate, and these are going to be saved for probably another week. And then let's get the rest of these planted. So 400, 500, 600 more to go. We have the Clearwater and the Claudia, and they're all gonna go right in here and along on this side here, and slowly kind of like taper out right about here. So I think I'm gonna do mostly Clearwaters because I have 100 of those. And then I have 24 of the Claudias. And I think I'll probably end up doing all the Claudias in here with the Clearwater. And I'll do the Claudias kind of closer to the edge. These are a little bit smaller. And then maybe tuck in like 3 or 4 right along the edge here with the Clearwaters behind. Because the Clearwater ones are supposed to be absolutely massive. And so I'm kind of expecting to get like pretty tall in this bed. And so we'll do the whole back with the Clearwaters. running out of daylight. This has been such a project. I ended up taking a little break. My back is killing me now, but we got 525 of those tulip bulbs planted, meaning I still have quite a few left. Not even at the halfway point, but that's okay because part of it's gonna go super fast. The only thing I have left, I have 200 of the shocks and struts left, and they're gonna go in the side yard. You can see the bags right there. I'm going to line that side and line this, and I'm not gonna do many over here because we do plan on widening the walkway at some point when I have more hours in the day. And so that's gonna happen another day. I'll get those last 200 there, and then I have 100 left of the sauna tulips, and I might pop them over here, do like a mixture of the shocks and struts with the sauna, but I also really want the sauna to be somewhere like really special. I don't know, so I gotta find somewhere that the sauna ones are gonna go. And then 1 bag of the apricot beauty, and those I want to go somewhere special, which I'll probably just end up putting them in a container because that's super easy. And then we have, I think, 500. We have 400, I think I saved. Yeah, I saved 400. We have 400 to go into the front yard, into that 1 flower bed. So after the siding gets done, which has been a scary project, ripping the siding off your house is not a exciting project. It's very scary. And so once that gets taken care of, then we'll pop those tulip bulbs into the ground really quick, and it'll be no problem. I'm thinking that in the next 2 days we'll have the siding done. So let me give you guys a quick glimpse of that, but do not judge me. How's it going over there?
Oh, shut up.
This is where we're at. We're gonna rip out all the siding. The problem was down below there was rot, and then the window isn't sealing at all. And it keeps a draft, and you can see there's moisture inside the window. So we want to replace the window, and we figure, you know what, while we do it, let's put all new insulation because it hasn't been insulated very well. You can actually see right there, this used to be the porch, and the people turned, the porch used to go from here all the way down, which would have been really cool to have. But they ended up raising the floor up a little bit to make it a little more level, and then they turned this into a bedroom. So now we have a bedroom, which is cool, but they didn't seal the bottom properly, so we're gonna have to go through. You can see like there's like foam right there, and so we got to do the foam and new insulation, new window, and it'll all be hunky-dory. So that is going to be it for today. Once this gets cleared up, then we'll plant that area up with tulips instead of siding. I will see you guys all in the next video. We are going to get to work with the last little bit of daylight that we have. Bye, guys.